Of all the memories I have about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, two stand out most clearly. One, the day I discovered I had it. Two, the day my doctor confirmed it was completely gone. I have to admit, the journey between having NAFLD and no longer having NAFLD wasn't an overnight one. And a couple of times I was worried sick about what the condition might turn into. Because as I quickly learned, it often doesn't just remain as it is. If you don't address it quickly, it can lead to far worse and potentially deadly conditions. But there is a way to reliably and permanently deal with NAFLD. When I eventually found out about it, well, that made all the difference, not only to my liver health, but also to everything else. Now, my liver is fat-free, and it's going to stay that way. Although when I first went to my doctor, I didn't realize this at all. The shock of discovery. I'd gone to her complaining of feeling tired and fatigued. I thought anemia or something similar might be the cause for my tiredness. The truth turned out to be considerably more concerning. My doctor told me she suspected I had fatty liver disease. I was sent for tests, and a long story cut short, the ultrasound confirmed it. I had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and everything that was likely to go with it. I'd gone to the doctor feeling tired. I came out with a serious disease. However, the bad news kept coming. Just how bad is NAFLD? It's this bad. Your liver is one of the body's unsung heroes. The work it does is essential to our very existence. It transforms food into usable nutrients, stores these nutrients, and provides them to cells as and when they're needed. It also neutralizes toxins. Toxins is a medical term for poisons, either by converting them into harmless substances or by making sure they are eliminated directly from the body. 24 hours a day, our liver takes in unclean blood, filters it, refreshes it, and then releases clean blood back into your body. We never think about our liver. Thankfully, our liver is always thinking about us. But if it suddenly can't clean your body properly, then what? You can't go to the supermarket for some fresh stuff. If our livers are struggling to do what they are there to do, then those toxins start to build up. So if you suffer from non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, you have my deepest sympathy, because that's exactly what is happening to you. It's what I went through too. A liver becoming steadily more fatty, its ability to keep me healthy becoming steadily more difficult. Fatty liver doesn't just get better on its own. Much more worryingly, if we don't address it, there's every chance that it just carries on getting worse. And when I say it gets worse, I mean it gets really seriously worse. You know what I'm referring to, don't you? So how much worse can it get then? Well, if you haven't seen this before, then perhaps first you ought to be sitting down. There are 4 recognized stages that your fatty liver can move through. Simple fatty liver, a buildup of excess fat in the liver that initially can be relatively harmless, but only if it stays like this. But if you don't address the problem, it has little reason to stay harmless. Non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, NASH, a more serious form of fatty liver where there is inflammation in the liver. This is caused by not properly addressing your fatty liver when it first started being fatty. Fibrosis. The persistent inflammation at the NASH stage leads to scarring of the liver tissue. Cirrhosis. Ongoing scarring of the liver has caused it to shrink and become lumpy. The damage is permanent, irreversible, and can and will lead to liver failure and liver cancer. So the insight here is clear, and it hit me like a lead weight. I don't actually have some static, unchanging condition called fatty liver disease. What's really happening is that as a sufferer of fatty liver, you're moving through this disease, slowly transitioning from one stage to a worse one. In other words, the disease we've currently got is only today's snapshot of a process that's underway in our bodies. It's the disease we could end up with that's the real cause for alarm. And this isn't an exaggeration. Liver disease is taking an increasingly worsening toll on our society. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the number of deaths caused by liver disease and cirrhosis has risen every year since 2007. Worse, fatty liver is associated with an increased risk. Energy and reduced weight confirm the rest of me is an excellent condition too. What we do to our bodies determines what our bodies do back to us. We can heal ourselves. Reclaim your health once and for all. Julissa Clay's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease solution will start your own healing process today. You can get it right here. Fatty liver, how it ends. My biggest incentive to follow Julissa's solution was, to put it bluntly, to save my life. If my fatty liver progressed through the stages, then it ends with cirrhosis and possible liver failure, and that's irreversible. I knew that if I avoided making some changes to my lifestyle now, I could end up needing a liver transplant later. No thanks. My choice was tackle the problem while it was just fatty liver disease, or tackle it when it became irreversible and possibly fatal liver cirrhosis. I don't know how my own version of fatty liver disease was going to progress, but why would it simply improve on its own? If everything I did to cause it was still happening, then it's going to get worse, isn't it? Again, no thanks. I'm not a fool and I'm not taking that risk. So I didn't. I got Julissa's program instead. It was guaranteed to work or I get my money back, so no risks. I did what she told me to do. It worked. I am well, happy, healthy. If you value your own health and well-being, I honestly recommend you do the same. The program that saved me can be in your inbox in about 3 minutes. Get it now.